try and destroy these without falling off so I can grab that item. There we go. Even though it's an item I won't use. Posterity. A lot of stuff on the ledges around here. And a lot of gargoyles trying to knock you off them. Come on. Always waiting on elevators. So, not only is the heart so heavy that it requires all these massive chains and ropes in order to keep it up and being crushed by its own weight, these slaves are also needed to be constantly casting a spell to strengthen the chains to keep it up. It is that heavy. And without the spell, that chain can no longer hold it. But it's not done quite yet. And here we have some Argites of guidance leading over to this cage. This is Yurt, the Silent Chief.
Are you here to fight the demons? If so, then help me escape this place. I am on your side. I have come to face the demons.
Sure.
Thank you. I will remember this. I am certain we will meet again.
For those who remember the suspicious beggar from the Bloodborne playthrough, this is Yurt, the Silent Chief, and he fulfills a similar role.
I will remember this. I am certain we will meet again.
And as such, he has to go.
Why? You...
Goodbye. Gloom armor set. Black iron helm worn by Yurt, the Silent Chief, and known to herald gloom, decorated with two uniquely fashioned horns. Its weight slows stamina regeneration. Gloom armor, extremely close-fitting black iron armor worn by Yurt, the Silent Chief, and known to herald gloom. Robs the wearer of body heat, causing shivers and misty breath. And the other items are all the same. It's quite heavy, but it is nice armor for both defense and for having plague resistance. So it's nice to have if you go to the Depraved Chasm and Valley of Defilement in general. And also, of course, have the endurance to hold it up. And now we've descended to the Blood Swamp. These enemies are man centipedes. Not human centipedes, man centipedes. There is quite a difference between those two. Come on. Come on. Now, they have pretty much the exact same design as they did with on the PlayStation 3 version. Unfortunately, we have two here, one on top of the other, but you can see all the detail they put into having all these faces and like sort of body horror details mashed together in sort of a disgusting tapestry of faces kind of writhing in agony, all these stitched together and stapled, and have all these eyes and musculature and teeth just plainly visible, and these big old spikes, so, and legs, and of course these long centipede tails. Now, I like to think, based on their design, that the front, of course, was obviously a bunch of humans, while the centipede parts were from some sort of local wildlife, and the old monk sort of stitched them together into these creepy, disgusting things. They can poison you with their centipede tails, but if you're doing just enough damage, they fall off with a couple swings. But it's possible to kill them fast enough with a powerful weapon that they die completely before losing it, I think. Either way, if you're overpowered, you don't even have to worry about it. There's also a smaller variant here. A little hard to see in this light, unfortunately, but you can tell that it's not just the same model as the large one, shrunk down as it was on PS3, but now actually they went ahead and did a completely different set of facial details for the small versions, which is a nice extra step that they didn't have to do. I don't think anyone else certainly would have minded if they went ahead and kept it the same model and just shrunk it down like before. But it's really appreciated that they went ahead and put in that extra detail for these smaller versions. Try to get better luck here in this lighting. See, there you go. Different faces, different teeth, different stitching, different spinal cords and everything. It's really nice. The centipede half is still the same, but all the disgusting humanoid parts are different. Trying to hold X to run because I was playing a lot of Neo 2 earlier today. So part of my brain is on that controls. Again, more shout out to detail. How the blood here is not just a red liquid, it's got all this black, like coagulated, scabby stuff floating on top of it, and on the materials it's sticking to. It's really cool. And now, one of my favorite friends of this area. And by that I mean, one of my most hated enemies, because I hate the way it only has 2 moves, and one of them it does not stop with. That one. I mean, I get why it does it, but the fact that it does not stop until you're far enough away is ridiculous. And it does far too much damage, as it kills you really quickly if you're not careful, because it's constantly hitting you with a bunch of hitboxes at once. So you feel like you don't have much of a chance. Speaking of, do not take chances with this enemy if you're having to melee it. It's not worth it. Hit and run. Yeah. I am so glad there's only 2 of those. I like the giant veins pumping the blood up into the heart. And there's the fragrant ring. Don't spend 60k when you can get it down here for free. All you have to do is walk through knee-deep blood. Now I'm switching back to Dragon Longsword for the rest of this level, because there's some upcoming enemies that start to get tough, and this does a little bit more damage in its current state versus the Claymore. At least for what I need it to do. Extra big detail of Latria here. How you have these prisoners that were tortured to death on these giant wheels. that gargoyle that died fell all the way down here. That's funny. There's its head. And his wing. That's funny. Just shows that's all one big area and not just little chunks being loaded separately. That's great. I like the look of those hanging lanterns, they look cool. And up there is the reason I changed weapons. Black Phantom Mind Flares. If you think the regular ones are bad, those are worse. Now you can see a sparkling lizard all the way over there. It is definitely meant to lure you and get you killed by a bunch of these. So I'm changing to a thief ring, and I'm gonna test my luck in getting it. See, you have this one hiding right there, then you have the big one over there. Because that lizard there has quite the range that it can scent you. You want to come at it from the right angle so it does not fall off its cliff. And there you go. That's how you get it. Approach it from the wrong angle and it will run straight off here. Come and get me. Like I said, Age of Gargoyles, and here's a ton of them. Gotta be careful. A lock on and the edges might kill you. Now this is a long elevator. Oh. It's finally on its way back down. It takes its time. There it is, finally. And here we have the second chain. For those who remember Bloodborne, the brain in Mensis was a reference to this. An enormous organ being held up that you did something and it knocked it down and essentially killed it. And crawling out of it is a bunch of man centipedes. Like parasites feasting on it. Now, the enormous beating heart keeps the old monk immortal, and we've effectively put an end to that by killing it. Another detail I wanted to talk about real quick, on the PS3 version, this like sort of decorative thing around the chain was nowhere near as ornate. In this one, they actually put the gargoyles on it, and I really like that, and it gives a cooler looking, like just visually, and it also helps tie everything together a little bit more. Without really say adding like putting in like a new details. And I'm putting this very poorly, but basically it's put the gargoyles on, and you're just reusing a detail from elsewhere in order to unify them in places that they previously weren't. And with the dropping of the heart, man centipedes sort of stalk the area now, in which you first came into. And with the death of the heart, the fleshy wall that was blocking our way down there is gone. These enemies like to drop Mercury Stone, which gives weapons a poison attribute. Because of course it would. this place gives us the Ring of Avarice for free, which was being sold by the former noble's wife back in the Prison of Hope. And it also, and I believe that was like, I don't know, 80,000 or something ridiculously insane. And it gives you more souls per enemy for every enemy you kill. So it's essentially a free experience while you're wearing it. EP Rapier. A rapier used in rituals with an intricate gold design. Wielded by members of the secret coterie who plot to harness the power of souls. Imbued with a potent fire spell, this weapon offers a partial explanation for why the group is feared as deeply as it is. Gold Mask. Only wearable by Type A characters, aka not this one. A gold mask inlaid with a delicate design. Reserved for use only by the highest ranking members of the secret coterie who plot to harness the power of souls. And back up we go. Now that the heart is dead, the other large vein is no longer blocking our path, so we may climb upwards. And over there, we have another black phantom mind flare. And these respawn just like the ones in Boletaria. So every time you climb this staircase, you're gonna see another one. Deal with as quickly as possible when it's not working, and you should be okay. Otherwise, do not get hit by those spells. They hurt like hell. Storied Warrior Soul. You see a lot of those on the nights around here. A lot of great environmental storytelling in this area. Just by the placements of all the particular bodies that we deal with and take items from. I mean, that alone, you get a lot of information from. And now we're finally arriving at the boss.